Pretty sure I'm live. Should probably check. A little unprepared because I just thought about that because I'm doing a completely different setup than usual. So let me click over here. Let me click right there. Let me click that. I can see that I am broadcasting, and I can see that I am making noise. Good. So what's up, everybody? We are live. So if you haven't already noticed, there's been some changes. We'll address those in a second. How's everybody doing? Appreciate you stopping by. There, let's see, we got the early crew as usual. There's Joe Russ. Let's see, Franco Walker's in there, Gas Masher. I believe Phil in the Kitchen was here earlier. Liz Edwards, Queen of Fire, welcome. Legrenall, there's Rob, good to see you. Dave at Spectrum DIY. If you look at the screen, you can see over here, those are from Spectrum DIY. He is experimenting with stickers, and there's Furbear. What's up, buddy? Always appreciate you helping out. But these are, Spectrum just got himself a sticker maker. And he's experimenting and trying them out and sent me a couple to take a look. And they are nice quality stickers. And they are actually refractive, holographic style ones. I'll show you another one here in a minute. But yeah, so that's now part of the workbench. And here's one of the lights we'll be looking at. And besides that, hey, what's up, Lock Watcher? I miss anybody? I don't think so. So, changes that have occurred. If you're an astute, made any astute observations, you'll see that I am not broadcasting at 720/30. I am now broadcasting at 1080/60, supposedly. I am also not broadcasting at 4 megs a second. I am broadcasting at 50 megs a second. So I made the executive decision. There you are. My old gaming laptop, I just didn't use it a whole lot. So it is now moved in here to the workbench to assist with the streaming. So there's more though, because this laptop is a i7 4980HQ with dual NVIDIA GTX 980M 8 gig GPUs running in SLI. And now that DX12 and the DirectX is all updated and shit, it actually uses all 16 gigs. So this has got some processing power, and 24 gigs of RAM. Solid state drives, like this was a $4,000 laptop back in the day. Arguably considered the best laptop in the world in 2016 when I got it. Anyway, so not only do we have these cameras now, but we have the microscope is also live, and we have a fourth contender. Now I have a camera that I can do an overview shot of, and it's just held up there by a magnet, so I can also take it down, use it for close-ups, coming in at different angles, checking out the cats. And if I'm really bored, we can do something with all four of them at the same time, and this thing runs like butter. So now the laptop will actually get more used than just every once in a while messing around with it, and I can still play games from it just fine. So we are, we finally found the final setup here. How I managed to get 4 cameras going, I don't know, but it's an MSI laptop. It's a MSI Titan SLI 009 from back in the day, and it does great. I do have a Dell, a D3100 docking station, like expander brick hooked up to it. and that helps as well. Just getting as many channels in on this as I can. And it also has a built-in webcam on the screen, but I don't know, I don't want to start scrolling with that because I'll never use it anyway, so why complicate it by having it use up resources. So, can you beat his stereo echo? Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm running 2 microphones. How does that sound? So I can turn different ones on and off. Good afternoon, Brenda Lee. Probably just more than one audio. Yeah. Since I have 2, I have this microphone, and then I have this microphone. Slight echo, yeah, I could see that. I'm wondering if I turned one of them down a little bit, if it would help the echo. Sounds like you're in a small empty room. Very clear. Let me tweak a little bit. What if I put this here? That is this microphone turned down to 50%. Yeah, I kind of figured I may sound a little bathroomy. I figured we'd all have to tweak this a little bit because you're going to hear it differently than I'm going to hear it. Does that sound pretty good now? Like, I'll go back and listen to it on the replay, of course, but that's a bit better. It's alright. Like, do you think it's good enough for streaming, or is it going to get annoying, or should I just say turn that microphone off completely? Like, is that better? The only difference now would be if I'm looking down, can you still hear me when I'm looking down as I'm working with stuff down here? How does that sound? I shall wait for the... It's fine now, even facing down. You can still hear when you look down. No change really. Well, if that's good enough, we'll just run with one microphone. Unless the other way was better. You tell me, and then we'll start messing around. Besides that, for those that know about Jeff, Jeff is doing alright. He was down here a little while ago, goofing off, having fun. We're slowly weaning him off one of his anti-seizure medications, and he's been acting more alive, like more with it. He's not as sedated, and should be coming off of his antibiotics soon if he's not off it already. I think there's another 2 weeks of that, maybe. No audio change when you move about. Alright, well, we'll leave this one. Yep. We'll leave the cheapy microphone enabled. Cool. I think that's a mono microphone, and then the one down here is a stereo on the Logitech. But if that's good enough, then we'll leave it at that. Alright, let's see. For these teardowns and potential reverse engineering, it will be a non-destructive. Thanks, Rob, for that. Love to Jeff and the other kitties too. They may have an appearance. We'll see. Now that I have the camera up here, oh wow, all my camera views are going. Let's do this one. It'll be easier to show you the kitties now because I have a free camera above us that I can just pick up and move around. So that'll be cool. But for these teardowns, I do not want to destroy them. So if it gets to the point where it looks destructive, then we may have to stop, because these are really nice lights, apparently, and I absolutely have a use for them. So someone I know used to work for an electrical company that did like lighting installs, and they had a bunch of extra lights like 6 years ago on a job, so he kept them. And they sat in his garage until a couple weeks ago, and he's been just trying to get rid of them because the old company he worked for didn't want them back. He asked a bunch of times because he had no use for them. So of course he comes to me finally and goes, "Hey, you want any LED lights?" And I'm like, why the fuck would you even ask? Of course. But I didn't understand the scope of the LED lights. Like this thing here is like 250 bucks. The one that's sitting over there that we'll do later, the big one, that's like a $600 light. Like these things are, like, they have a remote that you can use to program them. It's like 300 bucks. No thanks, and he didn't have one. But like these things are ridiculous. So, and they're dimmable with a 0 to 10 volt dimmable driver, which I'm curious how that works. Is that simply just a 10 volt power supply, or does that driver actually take over feeding the power? I'm not sure. If anybody has an idea of how this works, it's just so I can see if I actually need to buy something special, or if I can just build a 0 to 10 volt variable power supply, or just a variable resistor, let me know. Hey Jim, no, you really haven't missed anything except, have any spares? Well, I have 3 of these and 4 of the big ones, and I'm pretty sure I have a use for every one of them. Yeah, I need to learn more about this, the dimming aspect on these, because I would like these look awesome. So, you got any coffee? Have some coffee. I also have tea steeping, some decaf green tea. Let's see, what else? Any updates? Oh, the reason we're here today as opposed to outside is it is currently hot as shit out. It is 29 Celsius, feels like 32. It's going to get up to 33 or 88 Fahrenheit, feels like 92. Not quite ready to jump into the heat. Haven't quite acclimated to that yet, and I just got these this week, so I figured hang out in here, a little bit of air conditioning, and then take a look at these sweet ass lights and see what we can do with them. I mean, the worst comes to worst, I got a cord here, we can hook them up and have a little bit of fun with them. Beer, barbecue weather, and of course, you know, we got our mascot in the corner waiting to come out. I think I'm going to try and work out a poo on the 32, maybe. See if I can kind of work that out. That's kind of a rhymey thing. And remember, every time we burn that candle down, we're going to have to vote for a new color. So, yeah, it's a bit warm. In the house here, it's about 70. Well, 20 Celsius, 68 down here in the basement area, so it's not too bad. Upstairs, it's a little humid. The front bay window is aged, and I will probably be resealing that soon, just to try to help that out. Because the last time I checked, it was $17,000 to replace that window, and I'm like, who? No. So after I win the lottery, I'll fucking replace the window. Anyway, Crazy Celsius first, and didn't seem too sure about the. Yeah, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I just happen to have the Weather Channel app on my phone is set to Celsius, and the Weather Bug is set to Fahrenheit. So I just had to open the other one up. So I'm still learning the crossover. I'm trying to learn Celsius to be as second nature in the weather area. Like I know Celsius in engine area, like 92, you know, like for tuning wise, like I use Celsius as opposed to Fahrenheit in the engine world. Diagnostics, tuning, and all that stuff. So I'm trying to now apply it to the regular world so I can more easily talk back and forth, since I talk to a lot of people that use Celsius. So I run dual temperatures on my phone to try and help that out. I'm debating on burying my house. It was 102, feels like yesterday. It caused the inside to be around 90 degrees even with the air on. Yeah. You also gotta watch too, make sure you're just not leaking just air everywhere. Just get your house as sealed as possible. And if you know anybody with like an IR camera, look for the hot spots. If I can ever afford one, that's how I'm gonna figure out what I need to seal in my house. Rav has a compatible dimmer list. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious if I can make my own. If I can, cool. If not, I mean, that's fine too, but if I can't make my own, it just means the dimmable part will wait, but I'll still be able to install them just full blast. That's fine, especially these. I've been considering looking for a new front porch light, and this might become that. And running it at full 12 watts, which this one is, would be just fine. Because I do want something a little bit brighter out there now that I have a ring, just to try and light up the yard enough to get to my work van, which stays parked out front. It's 23 here in the UK, Franco Walker says, at 7:45 p.m. It's not horrible. That's like, there's a 5-mile-an-hour wind or so. Go like, that's good smoking joint weather, just that little tiny breeze. Might be able to look at the specs on the compatible ones. Yeah, I'm gonna see if, because I've heard that some of these, here, let me go little head. Here, there we go. I've heard some of these, like, if you hook up the 10 volt actually takes over driving the LEDs as opposed to it just being a signal of where, 0 to 100%. But I'm not sure if it's like that on all of these or what. I'm still learning. I just started learning about this last night. So let's see what we have here. So this is the RAB lighting, commercial grade. It is indoor, outdoor, 13 watts. Says 12, but testing 13 watts. Let's see. Well, they're 5,000, which I love 5,000. I love daylight bulbs. To any place I don't use daylight bulbs is in the dining room, because a warmer light, like especially around 3,000, actually makes the food look more appetizing. Go figure. These are really nice. Anywhere from, 100 to 277 volts, so they are made for industrial usage, where if building's got 3-phase 480, that's 277 on the legs. So let's, I haven't done anything with this yet, so let's see what we can do. We have what they're calling the vandal resistant coating, which I guess it's just oozy plastic. And then the photocell, which apparently something in the photocell the remote uses. I don't know if there's IR or if that's just an IR cell. Need to learn more about these, but I figure we'll just kind of see what happens together. My bro has a cell phone with an IR cam, the black view. See, somebody was talking about the black view somewhere. Watching YouTube in the undies weather. There you go. BRB, the kids need help. I'm gonna go take care of that. 10 volts is just a signal that tells the fixture how bright to be. Why they pick 10 volts, I have no idea. But other than that, whether it starts at 0 or 1 volt, yeah, these are 0 to 10. I did see that different standard. That's kind of like a difference of stage versus commercial, something like that. So the thing I'm wondering, which I guess we'll find out, like, this is a $250 fixture. I can only imagine it has some sort of protections in it. So I'm kind of curious if we take 5 volt USB and just tap it to the 0 to 10 volt lines, if this thing will dim to 50%. Like, we're probably going to try that and see what happens. Let's see. So we got the front here. There's the top. There's a tap in. Oh, there's the side. So this sits. So this is up, down. So it's got taps on the sides and the bottom. There's a breather in the back, and I don't know if you can see all the little cutouts for mounting. I guess looks like these 2 screws are what secure it. BV9800 Pro with a FLIR camera. I'd love to get a FLIR camera, but not quite yet. I have some bills. Oh, look at that. Okay. Let me figure if this was mounted to a thing. I guess we go. Grounds for, that's nice. These are wiring. Suitable for wet locations, for mounting within 4 feet of the ground. I guess that's for beam throw. See, there we go. 12 watts, 120 volts, no current at all. And these are the dimmable one. I don't, Luminaire, does anybody know why that's a fancy sticker there? UL certified Luminaire, does that just mean light, I guess? And there's your punch outs, I guess, for the different mounts. So you would mount this, run your conduit, you know, pick a hole. Nice, this is, feels like compressed foam rubber, but like a very dense foam rubber, not quite silicone. Seal. Not saying it isn't silicone, it just doesn't necessarily feel like it. Well, let's not scratch the front too much. See, and this is nice because I only have, the other thing with this is it's only one computer. I don't have another, like you're not sitting over there on the bench like kind of in the way. I just look right up, almost at the camera, and then I can look at y'all in chat. Furbear says, I was tempted by the Blackwell phones, but they were too big for me. I would like an IR camera, but it will have to not be in a phone. Yeah, and the other thing about that is you're paying for an infrared phone. That phone's going to go out of date, and then now you got you got a device that's half dead. And who knows if they, you know, mess up the drivers or whatever, but I'd rather have a dedicated camera. Ooh, not anywhere. I guess I'm gonna use a stainless. Let's find out. The Magic UL listing. Harder to duplicate by the other guys. Yeah. These are stainless steel screws. Very nice. I would expect that from I'm just going to call it a quality fixture because I don't know that we're going to stay in business charging prices for this light if it isn't what it's supposed to be. So we'll just go ahead and assume these are very high quality lights. Oh, and for those of you that watch Spectrum DIY's channel, I did also get the extra inductors he sent, as well as a couple of extra little bits and pieces, which I will be goofing about with at some point, I'm sure. It's a little closer to the front here. Alright, there's our driver. Tons of good stuff here. What do we got here? Communication. So there's some communication module here. I'll zoom in a second. And I'm guessing this is the dimmer module. Let me go ahead and just take it off. Once we get to a relatively safe point, like an uncluttered, not so heavy point, I'll grab the wooden magnifying glass. Blackwatcher says UL now requires certain products to carry the hologram sticker. Alright. Sorry if that's loud, I don't think it will be too bad. How easily? I'm not going to break that seal. We're going to have to deal with that plate. But at least this is loose. So we have a RAB constant current dimmable driver. let's just do a zoom, a regular zoom, because I don't want to try and balance this on the box. So let's see, click properties, zoom. Where's the thing? Here it is. Why are you over there? Come over here. Zoom. That's all we got. Son of a bitch. That's right. Alright, well, that's what we got for zoom. But let's see. Bring this up. Actually, you know what? Let's try something. Let me grab camera number 4. How much slack do I have? Yeah. Cancel out of that. Oh, that's heavy. Kind of. Let's see. Focus. What focal point is it? Not much. You can kind of. I don't think this has a yeah, this one doesn't have focus adjust. I guess it doesn't really have much for autofocus either. But we got to figure out what this thing is. It says something about communication. Boom. Oh, there's the lap. That's the fancy laptop. Oh, and there's another. Here, yeah, let me show you that real quick. You can see how it's like reflective. I have a flashlight. I had a flashlight. Where's the flashlight? Did you guys take my flashlight? There it is. Shaky cam. There you go. So. Alright, we'll go back to. Oof. Ooh. Alright. Exploratory journey. Yep. Colonoscope cam. Pretty much. What's up, Mr. A-Cake? Thanks for stopping by. So we got this little rab guy here. Yeah, I think I can balance that. May have to look into the possibility of getting a second, slightly wider, but maybe a little bit shorter magnifying glass. Yeah, we can kind of balance that there. How's the focus? Not horrible. It's at 40, which is somewhere around that height. Alright, so there's our driver. Constant current, 24 to 42 volts output. Okay, well, yeah, that tells me right there that the 10 volts doesn't take over, because if it's upward to 24 volts, then 10 volts ain't going to do it. So, yes, thank you, Mr. Furbear. No voltage load is 50 volts, maximum 12.6 watts. Power factor greater than 0.9, so greater than 90%. Not bad. So, okay, so we got that. That wires out. Let's see here. Power comes into this big thing and to this red wire ties into, this is the input. Hold on. I don't want to cut zip ties, you know what I mean? Right, that's going out to the LED. So that is our output here. That's our DIMM circuit there. So this is our input. So we have line. Do we have line in? The input's coming from, line in is coming from this box here. JL-413C. Let's see what that is. Then we'll look at the light itself. Then we'll turn it on. Photoelectric switch. I'm not sure if this is really a programmable one or not, because I'm not seeing anything in here that says like programmable or something that you can program. This just okay, yeah, that's just that. Doesn't say it's programmable. Unless someone wants to pull that number up, that JL413C is in Charlie. Unless that's a programmable module, I don't think this is actually one of the programmable ones that I was reading about. And if that's the case, that's just fine, because that's less shit I gotta deal with. She just hooks up and goes. 0 to 10 volt signal is all she wants for 0 to 100%. By all means. And the only reason I can figure why they would go 0 to 10 would be one, because it's under 12 volts. Maybe when they were working with this, 12 volts was real common, so they just wanted that little bit of overhead. I don't know, maybe. That's all I can figure. But besides that, this is all aluminum. That's bolted in. You got lots of tie-ins down there. That's for the LED. Let's get this driver remounted. Sorry for the noise. This actually gets mounted in a way that is annoying. Let's see, where's the band? With the band! I'm with the band, man! Anybody need me to look like anything else? It is cast aluminum. Aloudmium. Alright. Fucking hell. Really is interesting the way they mount these things sometimes. Like the flange isn't even down to this. It's you can't over tighten this or it'll bend the flange because it doesn't actually make contact. I mean, not that that's like some kind of deal breaker or anything. That's just a little. I don't know. I guess that just means it's more universal and you actually need to like pay attention to your torque. What the hell's that all about? Alright. Everything fits back together. Is there a seal on this? Okay, there's a seal right there. To seal around here. But the rest of this is just there. Let's see if I can remember. The long ones are back here. And we'll flip it over, take a look at the LED itself. Yeah, I guess there's really not much to reverse engineer since it's all just modules and no circuitry yet. I guess we'll see what's in this big mofo. Oh, and actually it may be that these aren't programmable, it might be that those other ones are the programmable ones. Apparently you can program them how they react, you know, if it's a 0 to 10 or 0 to 9.8 volt as well. Different delays and sensitivity ratings and all that stuff, but I mean, I'm sure default's just fine. And obviously a $300 remote is meant for a company to carry around or a rich dude to have. And I guess if you're spending $600 for a light, you can afford $300 for a fucking remote. Essentially, model unit provides a wide voltage for customer applications under almost hours wise with 3 to 10 seconds time on delay might be misoperated due to. This product has been listed by UL for standard non-industrial photoelectric switches. Oh, we're running late. Come on, let me fix the zoom. I need to borrow someone's knowledge of OBS at some point. Having a weird issue. Alright, let's put that there. Alright. 2 on the poo. Love his little guy. Alright. There's your poo at 32. A little bit late. Now, oh, you know what? While I got your attention, if you have a drink, a smoke, a vape, a whatever you would like to grab, I'll go big head here. Give everyone just a second, and then we'll flip this baby over and take a look at the actual LEDs. Then we'll hook it up and see what happens when we put 5 volts USB to the 5 volt line. Because if that's all I got to do to just make a 0 to 10, which in that case it'll be 0 to 9 volts, because I will never run one of these things at 100%. It's easy enough. Alright, where are we at here? So, cheers to everyone. Slava Ukraini. For everyone that's involved in the war, that doesn't want to be there and shouldn't be there. Cheers, everybody. This is Sour Tsunami by MPX, by the way. It was on sale this week. Alright. A little bit of coffee. Mr. A-Cake's got the good one there. He's got that good. Alright. Pardon me. Built-in napkin. We all right here? I think we're alright. Okay. Ooh, we got that Skywalker OBG Furbear. That's nice. That's nice. I got some of that with oh, good grief. The other one. Wow. That's because I just took a puff. Northern Lights. Northern Lights. Love me some Northern Lights. Alright. Let's flip this over and let's take a look at this LED. You have Allen keys for the cover. Hopefully they're not Loctited in, because I don't know if... Actually, let me just see if I just have an actual Allen key for that. Pardon the noise and the big head. I think this is too big. Oh yeah, alright. Let's just see what happens. What are we thinking here? Probably a 3mm. Common size. No, 2.5. That's not quite right either. Do we have any standard sizes in this thing? Nope. Well, let's see what happens here. That might be good enough. Let me go a little ahead. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, already. Flip it back. Alright. Let's see here. That doesn't seem overly... Ooh, sorry. Earthquake. Earthquake test! Come on. Come on. That's alright. It's alright. I know it's not the right size, but that's what we got. I wonder if this would... I wonder if a Torx bit would fit better. Not because it needs to be a Torx, but... Just get in those... Yeah, it actually gets farther into the corners. So that works a bit better. Oh yeah, okay. This is either an odd Allen key or a wide open Torx. What do we got here? Yeah, I love this little thing. I think it was like $15 on Amazon, maybe? I don't remember. I got it last year. I think I actually got it during Black Friday. Little trinkety, junky, quote-unquote junky stuff like this is always cheap as hell on Black Friday. But it's nice when it's actually good stuff. Alright. Well, that looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and close that back up. And, no, just kidding, just kidding. Alright. Wow, look at that. That's a goddamn good reflector, I'd say. On this side we have... I feel like this may actually be a silicone seal. Wow. So, okay. Apparently, upgrading these, you can... These are very DIY. Check this out. These are all empty pads. All you gotta do is change the driver. Or you may not even need to change the driver, like, holy shit. So I'm guessing I'm guessing these are all just wired in series. Here, 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 and here. This is what, 24 volt on that driver output? So that would make sense, I guess. I wonder if we can, a good way to check that. No, let's see. Plus. Ooh, that's got a lot of heatsink material in the back. Let's see. Not see anything underneath this white mask, which means it's either just blocks. Actually, yeah, you know what I see? Between the E and the D, see if I can focus or zoom down here. See this a little better. Gotta see what they're doing. What is the goddamn? There it is. Camera, zoom. That's as good as we can here. Let's see if I can get the glare just right. Hold this up. There's my focus. Bing. Not bad. Alright, can I get the glare to show you? If you look. or in like the E and the D, you can kind of see a little indentation. That's the separation. And then it's, I'm guessing it's just viaed through. Can you see that, like right there? Kind of see the little indentation? It goes all the way down. So that's interesting. These are just run straight across. Huh. Neat. Focus. I'm sorry. That's all it is. It just plows right across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in a row. That's right, wasn't that driver 24 to 36 volts? So yeah, I guess it's just going to find its sweet spot and just land right in between. And then we just put whatever ones you want, add more in there if you want. As long as the driver can handle it. That's some DIY friendly shit right there. I like that. That's cool. And that's one hell of a reflector too. They're aiming outwards, but I guess anything that's coming in is going to get bounced right back out. Oh, let's see. Hand deception, shiny, shiny, shiny. Neighbor has started sanding, but like electric sander. Trip his breaker. Alright, so that's this one. Not bad. I really like that. I'll keep that in mind because if I want to do different lights, I mean, even just, I mean, you could JLPCB your own board and almost do like seasonal lights in here. Just change it out. You know, like Halloween, do like half orange, half purple or something. Or, I mean, that would be relatively easy to do, especially if you actually know how that shit works. I haven't messed with it yet. But, like, that's the kind of shit that makes me go, maybe it's time to learn, because that's cool. That's really easy to change out. I don't know if it's worth $250, but that's a really nice setup. Alright, put this back together, and we'll grab the big one. Oh, sorry. Let's put this back together and then let's hook it up. It's like printing a woofler, foaming it up, and then throwing it away. Horrible. I hate that I had to do that one time for the demonstration. Woo, woo, woo. There we go. Remember, cross thread's better than Loctite. And it's always fun when you get the new guys that do both. Oh wow, the focus is like... Hey, look at that. Sorry. I don't even know which camera is being brought. Okay. Yeah, it's all in one computer. I don't know if the fan is... If you can hear this... the computer fans or not. That doesn't feel right. Loosen these up. This one in. Where'd it go? There it is. Good there. How you doing? You better? Yeah, you better. There. Really like these lights. That, and since they're not real complicated in there, even if at some point like everything burned out or whatever, it's very, very convenient. Like housings and openings, everything's wide open. It's not all crammed in there. You can do all kinds of stuff with these. That's awesome. Alright. What are we doing here? Let's get a little closer to center. Let's see here. Low voltage, now connect to high voltage, positive, okay. I want to heat shrinked off, I guess, in case you're not using them. Focus. Alright, let me put this away. We'll put the back housing back on it, yeah, when we're done here. Alright, you ready? Okay, so the Americans are going to go, oh, look at the clown cord, and everyone else is going to go, oh, look, he's got UK, or he's got the other standard. Yes, I am aware that this is how these work. We'll just use their supplied twisties. Lockwatcher, my COVID oh yeah, that's right, I heard about that. That is not good, but like it has been said, at least seems like most variants right now are a little easier on everybody, so let's just kind of get her done. Let me, I don't think we need some serious zoom right now. Let me go ahead and back this out. And the focus is a little low. Let's put that there. Alright. Cord. I always hook up ground first. I prefer Wagos or the little push lock ones. Okay, now next one, make sure you tie these together and then lick it when you plug it in. Now don't ever do that. Demonetized. Right. Remember, there are times in life you do need to lick it before you stick it, but this is not it. How's everybody doing? Like a really sucky flu. Yeah, I know, Rifleman. This is all temporary. I would never leave a proper installation with wire nuts. Let's see here. Let's flip it over and prepare to be blinded or something. Nice. Wow, that is really bright. Holy crap. Darkness. Whew. That is bright. Holy crap. Alright. Auto exposure for the win. And there's the timer. I like it. Pretty quick for on and off. That might be weird with, like, I would prefer a longer delay, like 10 seconds or so, but I'll take it. I ain't worried. I ain't pressed for free. Alright, what do we got on here? Watch your eyes. Yeah. The max lumens. Light output in lumens is 1371. 105 lumens per watt at approximately 13 watts. I don't know if that's good or not. I really don't do lumens and lighting stuff. So you'd have to tell me if that's good. Because I know they're like the lumens per watt is apparently a judge of quality of the light or something like that. So now that looks pretty cool. So let's now it's time to experiment, I guess. Oh, that's right, it's still turned on. Alright. Let's try that, and let's see. Where is a USB that I don't care if it blows up? Yeah, actually, no, I don't want to hook it up to a cell. Where's my USB power cord? Uh-oh. This could be a problem. Where'd my power cord go? Sorry, folks. Thought that it would be sitting where I always leave it. Shit. Put it in here. Oh, here we go. There it is. That's the old extension. Okay. Yeah, this is actually when I bought this. We call it the touchscreen display. I didn't have an actual housing for it because like 3D printers didn't exist yet. So I actually used the box itself as the housing for it. I had a little fan in it and everything. It was awesome. But now that's what's on my printer. So now it just holds stuff. Stuff. Vandal and animal resistant. Let's see. We're gonna hook these together. Let's see if it's really that simple. That would make things cheap and easy. Alright, so which was negative is gray. I am in camera. I don't need this. I need that monster. Let's do it like that. Yeah, when you can, stick your wires into the alligator clip, just so that like slack is protected. When possible. Grounds. Can anybody think of any reason I shouldn't try this? I can't imagine there isn't some kind of protection built in if this is a completely wrong thing to do. Then again, I'm kind of okay with it because they were free and it was either me or a dumpster. Like apparently I was the last person they were going to ask. Alright. No reason I would go with a 9-volt battery. Well, I'm going with a very, very, very cheap generic Amazon. It says it's rated for 1 amp, so it's probably good for 500 milliamps. And it will be at least common here. So let's just turn it on. Is it already sensing a signal? I'm just having this plugged in. It is. It's not even full brightness yet. Alright. So Get this. I'm going to use this one because I don't care if this one blows up. We're at 5 volts, 0 measured amps, and I will unplug it, which I would assume would take it to 100%. I don't think that's 100%. Oh shit, yo. Look at that. Approximately 50%, 100%. Then without power, but plugged in, that seems like that's close to almost 10%. Like, especially as it's draining the caps. What is it trying? Oh, it must have been the capacitors finally dying. So folks, look at this shit. No smoke, no smoke. If there's any smoke, it came from me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just that goddamn easy. 50%. So all I need is 0 to 9 volts. Shit. Alright. Cheers, everybody. This is going to be a much easier project than I thought. That means I don't need to go out and buy like some of these dimmers. I've seen the cheap ones are like 30 bucks and the good ones are $100, $200. I can build this with what? $1 worth of components that are sitting here. Sweet. So, that's great. That's good, 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 good. Good. 2 thumbs up. Alright, let's turn that off. Unplug that, disconnect these, and we'll do the same test on the big ones. So I imagine it will be the same result, as they are from the same series of lights, but never assume, because that's when the magic smoke comes out. I could use that LED dimmer module. Ah, you know, oh, what is the voltage sweep on that, homie? Does that, you think that could be set to go 0 to 9 volts? Because that's sitting in a box like right over there. I forgot, because there's a couple different versions. You sent me, it looks like the 3-channel and the single-channel version of it. I guess we'll put these back. I'm going to keep everything together, even though I won't be using those when I install this, but just keep everything together. Alright. Back in your home. Is that everything? Oh, what the hell am I doing? Probably help if I put it all back together. Let's put that back in a little twisty thing. Possible, but it's 0 to 12 volts, where you could... Now, if it's set for 0 to 12, I can modify that to go to 9 volts. I can always put a voltage divider on the output. Put a 750 or well, like a 750 and a 250 or something like that, and split it so that it just goes 0 to 9 volts and burns off the extra. So that may be absolutely perfect there, Mr. Spectrum. And I'm pretty sure I have most of that in stock. Oh, that's true, yeah, I'll look at the transistor specs. Oop. Way off center here. Okay, go Team Venture. Let's go this way. And I don't know if we're going to be able to use the Zoom box for this next investigation, because this thing is big. The next contestant is a 42-watt garage light that I was given 4 of. This. So we're gonna have to move this for now, at least. The cord here, mouse, tools, far away. Have some tea. Check my email. U.S. Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch for Essex. It is in effect until midnight. Stormy evening ahead. Let's check the map. Radar. Yeah, nothing yet. Let's see what's coming. Alright, well, I'll be off the air by the time this rolls around, and even so, network is on battery backup. Alright, let's have a puff, or a shot, or a drink, or a sip, or just a hey, how's it going? Let me go big head mode. Big head. And got my vape. Watch that exposed power cord. This here. Nom nom nom. Alright, oh, what was that? LED control module.zip. Thank you, sir. Everyone, oh, cameras here. Cheers. TL 431 voltage reference might be enough. Yeah, we'll see. I'll see how that works out. And I mean, 0 to 9 ain't a big deal. But if I can use Dave's module to do it, that would just be cool. At that point, I may have to order more from Dave at some point if that works out, because I have 7 lights. So we'll see. Not that I'll ever hook all 7 up. I will most likely put one in the garage, one of the big ones in the garage, one of the big ones in the garage, and I would keep another one probably as a spare. And then, I don't know that I really need one down here, but the smaller ones I can just use as, you know, just wall lights. Let me do another cheers. I don't know if I rushed that or something, but just in case I missed it, cheers again. Cheers to lights, cheers to kitty cats, of which there are none around, but we'll see what we can do. Alright. Let us look at this fucking thing. This apparently retails for about $600. Apparently it can be ceiling mounted or pendant mounted. Can do on, off, or 0 to 10. There's a yellow 12-volt light. I don't know what that means, but it says don't use it. But if we do have that optional yellow thing, we'll see what it's for if we can. It's got all the beam patterns. Okay, so this is the one that's supposed to have all the customization stuff if you have the remote. Interesting. Alright. Over here. Where was that? Right there. Okay. Emergency lighting? Nope, just regular garage lighting. Hold on, I gotta And this thing is not heavy at all. For the size. Already see a sensor. There. We got a big boy. Alright, so let's go a little ahead and see what we can do here. Alright. So this thing where'd you put my tape measure? I thought I just had it yesterday. What the hell was I measuring? I was measuring this. Should be here. Oh, wrong spot. I gotta pick up. It's the other thing, I lost, like, over the years, my tape measure with dual measurements on it, but that's about 14 inches square, 6 inches deep. So this is a big bum. Alright. Where's that rag? So already we can see that's probably the PIR sensor. It is threaded. Oh, okay. There we go. Like all kinds of shit in here. Red light. Looks like a clear receiver, and then there's one that's recessed, and I'm guessing that's just a general infrared receiver there. You can kind of see the mirrored, I know it's off center, but kind of see the mirrored angle on it there. That is sealed with an O-ring. Nice. Kind of wonder if they have different ones of these for different patterns, different applications. This is aluminum, plastic, alright, well, let's see what we got here. I like the retaining systems they use, they're kind of neat. I don't know if you can see, it's a blank screw. Let me get some zoom here. Zoom, zoom, zoom. It's a screw, but the threads are blank here, and it just pushes against the back. And I guess after repeated, you can see there's a little scratch there. It's gonna wear the paint down, but better than, I'd rather have to touch that up every once in a while if I really needed to or felt the need to, then blow out the threads of sheet metal screws like on the third time you gotta undo it. Which actually is a supposedly 100,000 hour LED. I guess you should never have to go into this fucking thing. So maybe they kind of take that into account too. We're really gonna have to undo this thing a couple times. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, okay. A spring retainer, that's great. So if this thing is on a wall, it will not just fall off. That's cool. Very nice touch. And you can also pop it off. That's great. That's one of them little touches that technicians appreciate. because that was not designed for anything other than the technician. That's the kind of engineers I like, the ones that realize that there's real people out there trying to do this shit. That's awesome. Okay, but besides that, I think there's nothing to do back here. Just these wires and that, so we're going to go through the top. So just to save this surface, this spring, the cables, we'll put this back on. I'll actually leave the cables. Oh no, I'm going to have to leave the cables out for testing. But let's do that. Let's hook that. Set her down. That's neat. Cool. Let's see. 9-volt electric chair. Yeah. The uplighting must be from the reflector. Yeah, they say it's a 20-degree or 20% uplighting. I'm guessing it's just what they constantly said for ghosting, which I'm guessing just means you're not seeing these hard shadows of the light fixture itself. Because it's not coming out anywhere else. But this does wrap around more than you would expect it to. Like let me get this. Like the edge of the plastic hangs over more than you would think it would need to. So I'm guessing they're probably using that as part of the to direct the light up. Okay. Alright. Let's see what we can see. Hoping this isn't going to... Oh, okay. So that comes loose. Huh. We are sorting it out. Real commercial product. Yeah, like this is... Like I love this thing. This is a really nice piece of kit. Simple engineering. Well, sorry. Let me take that back. There's no such thing as simple engineering. Simple construction. Seems like this goes together pretty easily. Comes apart pretty easily. Seems like it is very serviceable if you choose to. And as you saw, for those LED boards, it's very DIY friendly. Like, I don't want to say this is damn near the perfect lighting setup, but I'm pretty fucking impressed. This is one of them things when you start hearing people like, at work saying, oh, we're going to need some new lighting. You go, hey, yeah, let me tell you about something I figured out. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to be that easy. Let's get these off. Okay, let's see. No dimming leads. Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe theirs are tucked farther in? Huh. Good observation. This is a D10 model. Double check. Yeah, D10. That says it is dimmable. Let's see what we can see as we dive in. I mean, if I gotta run this thing at a full 42 watts in my garage, that's just fine, because the lighting in there kind of sucks. It was, as good as I could do at the time. It was adequate. One of those price versus brightness. So I got what I paid for, which at the time was sufficient. But now that I have this option, 1 or 2 of these will go in my garage. Ooh. Okay. The whole thing just dropped out. I don't know if you saw that. Let's just lift off. There is a very soft gasket. Actually got a little, oh no, that's just dust. A little piece of dust in the seal. Actually caused a little notch in it. Alright, okay, so we got this. Very shiny. Shiny. This whole thing dropped. Oh, oh. Hello. A lot of cool stuff under there. Okay, first off, this can go back on, because that ain't helping shit. Pardon me while I itch my nose. Let's see. There's the dimming. Where are they going? Okay. Oh, there's dim wires. Let me get into that. Just goes straight through. That is like sealed. Like really sealed. Fuck. Okay. Oh wait, no. I should be able to unscrew it from this side. Hold on. Ugh. There are some O-rings. There are more O-rings. Some of these are sealed with O-rings. There's another one. Alright. So there are 4 O-ring seals in here. Probably on the 4 big screws. Alright. We're figuring it out. Let's take this backpack off. Rough. You should make a video out of this teardown. This is an amazing unit. Well, I mean, I'm going to save it for anyone to find. Here. Let's just undo this. The whole thing's spinning. Little guy. Wow, yes, really little guy. How about this little dude? That and hold. There we go. Sweet. Now, is that? I think that threads off too, doesn't it? Isn't that part of the fitting? That must be part of it. Do something with that. I'd rather push the core out. Well, we're just going to have to pull the wires not quite all the way through. That core is really in there. So just so we don't screw this up. Oh, I'm sorry, just so that I don't screw this up. Let's just do that. That way I hopefully won't accidentally pull them through and screw up the watertight. And now I can pull it a little closer. Okay. Let me put this on this power supply. There we go. How's that? Where's my mouse? Mouse is over there. Have a drink of tea. Okay. We have the controller with dimmable, and the dimmer's going into this control box looking thing. RDD U40A1050 Class 2 power supply. 120 to 277. Output voltage 20 to 38. Max current output 1050 milliamps, 40 watts. And then there's the dimmer. And that goes into that's for the PIR. So this one's using the PIR to do the dimming. Okay. Man, that's cool. The question though, is this one actually programmable? Because again, I'm not seeing anything here that would say programmable. It dims from 10 to 100. I'm guessing that it needs to be on first, depending on how dark it is, maybe. And actually, you know what? I think this has zone lighting. I think it gets brighter as you get closer or something like that. Does that sound right? Have we heard of that before? Zone lighting. Let's see, factory settings. High mode's 10 volts, low mode's 1 volt, time delay of 5 minutes, a cutoff of 1 hour. Okay. It's maximum sensitivity, no ramp up time, no fade down time. Optional dimmable driver. Oh, and this is the dimmable driver. Ambient light above set point causes sensor to keep fixture off. High mode activates with initial motion. After high mode activation, no motion detection for the duration of time delay, 5 minutes. And then activates low mode, which is 1 volt. After low mode activation, no motion for the cutoff time, which is an hour, then turns it off. So if it's left on, it'll go dim after 5 minutes and then turn off after an hour. Alright. That's fine. I mean, it's going to be on a light switch anyway if it's going to be in my garage, so that just means when I walk away, I'm saving electricity. Fucking right. Then apparently if you have the remote, you can customize it. I'm wondering if you need a special receiver for that customization. Maybe that replaces or ties in to this. It's not real clear. It just says if you have the remote. I'm guessing there's better directions with the remote as far as instructions go. Don't really know. But I don't really need the remote, so I'm honestly not really going to worry about it too much. Unless I see one on eBay for $10, I'm not that worried. Yeah, 268 bucks. Fuck. If I was an installer, absolutely. Set it up through your customer's needs. When they want you to come out, you charge them for the hour to change it again. Yada yada. As a private homeowner, and unless I'm got like my entire house of these and I have like just too much money, I'm good. Default settings for the win. So, where's the... Seeing these little loops here, we got power in and then we got loops. I'm guessing there are segments in here. Oh. No wonder I didn't see them at first. Okay. I'll show you where the LEDs are here in a second. I think we're done back here. So we just got infrared. Well, let's see, it does the FSP211 high-low PIR occupancy sensor. So that does dimmable. That's cool. I dig that. It's a good way to save power. Some of our lights at work are like that. Some of the newer ones. And then this does 20 to 38 volts at basically an amp. 40 watts. So again, we have a very versatile driver here. Let me put the clamps back on. Not too tight because you don't want to crack stuff. It's good. It's good. So we got these little links here. Looks like positive, and then it's just going link, link, link. So I'm thinking like you could even go so far like they have mounting. I don't know if you can see that. It says transformer and surge protector. So I'm guessing like even higher end models have even more stuff going on in here. So that's neat. Besides that, I like how they got the tie-in for the lights. Just makes it that much more versatile for DIY and tying in. Here's your tie-in point, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this absolutely had to have been made by someone who has done their time in the DIY land, because this is great. And I will show you where the LEDs are, don't worry. There they are, like tucked in right in there. Does that focus okay? Kinda. Whoop, magnet. These are just single strips. There is, it says 50. I think that's a model though, because it's labeled LED 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 30 LEDs per strip. And they are in series. That is 120. Well, no, I can't imagine they're all perfectly in series. No, okay, I can see. I don't know that you'll be able to see, but I can see there's different tracking. These are 1, 2, 3, 1. These are what? So they're in threes. I think they're set up with I think it's 15 each. And then they're in sections of threes. No, like that's parallel, that's parallel. It looks like they're 3 LEDs, so these each LED pack must have more than one cell in it, or more than one LED in it. Can't really tell. How do you get to that? Let's see here. Alright. Let's try something. One, let's bring this way. Screwdriver. Let's see if we can get to the LEDs. Again, it looks like it's just as easy as popping this little reflector off. Is that it? That's it. Okay. Ta-da! Hey, look at that. Alright. We have a bunch of LEDs. And give me a second here to try and... So we got... That comes in, that's ground, that's... Can you see what I'm doing? This, that, am I am zoomed? Yeah, I'm zoomed in. Okay. Doing my best here. That's the best zoom I got right now. This is labeled as ground. Ground's going... Which is track and which is not. That's positive. That's positive. That's positive, and that just connects that to that, that to that, and then that kicks down to negative. So the 3 in a row. 3 in a row, 3 in a row, 3 in a row. Yeah, so these are in groups of 3. Guess what we get to do now? Let's take a closer look, shall we? Neat. Cancel that. Microscope and head. Cool. Alright. Let's see if we can get a good look at these, since we have a microscope live on the bench. Move this, orient this to a way that makes sense. That's backwards. Let me orient it this way then. Sorry, we'll get this worked out here. It is, oh, we were way off. Okay. Figuring it out together. Hey, we're close. A lot of glare. That looks like a single package LED. Love to find out. Goddamn focus. Weird at this angle. Wow. Sorry for the seizure-inducing shaking. I did find a mount that I want to print. That is a single package LED. But the driver said it was, what, 20? 42 volts or something like that? Let's see, what do we got over here? It's a fried egg, yes. Actually, I had eggs for breakfast. That was good. I'm presuming that the PRR module has IR communication with the overpriced remote. Those two 5mm LEDs are probably for send-receive. Might just be a matter of finding the right code somewhere. That's true. I do have a universal remote, like one of them old school, like, what was it, the 6 something 6, I don't know, like the thing's like 20 years old. I still use it for a couple of my pieces of equipment. This isn't the one for a learning remote in my original, right, yeah. If I had a learning remote, which actually the one I have has 4, well, actually no, it has 4 learn buttons, but 6 functions, so I could feasibly do 24 learned functions. Let's see, some spots are more orange, more greenish yellow. Yeah, I may have to mess with one of these with different codes. Should have wrote it down, that number. Let me take this back off, get a couple pictures. Let me switch camera view. So we see it's a single package LED, so that's only like 10 volts. So unless these, like, I'm not seeing any break in the track to indicate these are wired any other way other than a 10 volt package, so that's kind of weird. Move that and switch camera. We missed the poo on the 32. Sorry, the abbreviated poo. Alright. Let's see. I wanted to take this apart again. See what I can learn. Get a couple pictures of these modules and see what the instructions say later on. I mean, I wouldn't imagine there's any communication over the dimming line. Load, line, and neutral. So any of the programmable stuff would have to be in this module. So we shall see. When is a cake not a cake? When it's a jar. When it's an egg cake. Alright, so we got the LEDs here. Let's tuck everything back together. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta do this. Let's do it in the correct order. Loops. Loops. And those two or these two, I believe. Yes, small head. Very interesting to know which models actually have transformer and surge protector set up in them. Let's focus. Not too bad. Does the stream seem any better or worse as far as video quality goes? Because, like I said, I'm broadcasting at 10 times the data, but I don't know what YouTube is doing to the video quality. So if you could let me know, that would be cool. Tuck that. There's good. That's slack. Do it. Put this ut and this ut. Back is ut. I don't know. Don't mind me. Alright. That's tweet. Put this back on. Hook the little hook that. Oh, wait, yeah, I got I got 4 screws somewhere that are getting sealed, but that's on the other side. Sorry if that's annoyingly noisy. Let's move the microscope. So that's cool having the microscope immediately available. Yeah, sorry, Scruffdog, I gotta go. Night, guys, have fun. Thanks for stopping by, man. I always appreciate it. Enjoy your day. Okay. I'm guessing the 4 washers came from there. So they wouldn't have been anywhere else. I think these actually sit right in here. Yeah, okay. That's what those are for. I think those are probably meant to help hold the screws in. I mean, assist in water resistance, but also to help hold the screws into this housing. So we shall put those back together here real quick. All I'm doing is putting the bolt through, and because these definitely weren't on the other side, like as a washer, because then the screw, I wouldn't have been able to unscrew the screw. Well, it would have been noticeable on the screw. There it is. See if we can get all this stuff put back together and light it up. So this has to come up here. Alright. How are we going to do that? I guess we're going to do it like this. I guess that's what we're doing. Not going to tighten them all up until they're all in, just to make sure everything goes where it wants to. Something to remember when tightening up anything mounting-wise with multiple holes. It's generally easier not to tighten everything as you go. Almost there. And I guess we'll see how sensitive this PIR sensor is and light sensors are. Like, am I going to have to go get something out of the freezer? Block it. Because it was looking all technical about, I guess when it turns on, it has a specific heat set point it looks at, and then it reacts to anything over that set point. So if we put the set point at 32 degrees, assuming it doesn't want to show us what it can do in a demonstration mode, guess I can move that. That's the old power supply. I don't know if you saw it over there. My old power supply used to work for testing components and fixing stuff. It just has 12, 5, and 3.3 volt output. Alright, let's put this, so we'll leave this off just so it's easier to block everything. It doesn't stick out below the surface. So, all dimming on this is done by the PIR. That's fine. Can't really imagine in a garage I'm going to need like nude lighting anyway. Let's I didn't hook up ground first. That's weird. And the ground has some strain relief in it, which is nice. Like some looks like fiberglassy-esque strands. Alright, so 42 watts of doom about to fire up here. Off. Plug that in. Yeah, we're just gonna fire it right at you here. Yeah, good luck, everybody. Fine down there, and that's pretty bright. I'd say each one of these is about as bright as one of those little lights. Casts a lot toward the sides, which might make this perfect as a pair in a garage, so that what seems like what may be a bit of emptiness directly underneath would be covered by a second light. You know, my garage is how fucking is about 20 feet long. Let's stick one maybe 6 feet in, 6 feet in, maybe 7, 7. It's doing something. It's seeing me. Alright, so this thing said something about 5 minutes. Let's see what happens. Where's the rat rags underneath? My old crusty dusty rag. That there. And actually stick a hard drive over it, so we were shielding it and darkening it. And let's see, it's 3:54. Let's see what happens here in a couple minutes. Alright, let's see. Turn it face down to see the uplight. Oh yeah, like there is, you can kind of see the uplight around it, but it's not bad. It actually is pretty decent, like what's shining down on the bench. We'll flip it around here in a minute just to see what this does. I guess in about 4.5 more minutes. So let's see, we're not going to need any more wire strippers. Let's, while we're waiting, I will zoom out. Maybe. Where is my properties box? And I guess while we're waiting, I can always do a quick look around with the camera 4. Is that? Alright, so let's leave that there. You wanted to upgrade your garage lighting, now you have to upgrade your garage too. Hell yeah, like, fucking lights are worth more than my garage. Alright, so, while we're waiting here, let's flip over to this one. One other thing I like about having a camera right here, which is stuck to ductwork with a hard drive magnet, is this will also be useful for when I'm using my scope. Now you'll be able to have it up here, I can zoom in. That'll kind of be helpful. And even if I can't zoom with the camera, if I set up a scope view, I can crop out inside of OBS to make the screen bigger so you can see that. Like I said, plus if there are more cats around, I guess everybody's asleep in the bedroom, be able to move it. But now we have more freedom, definitely, of just being able to see different stuff. Whee! It's like flying. As the internet explodes. Sook. That's what we got going on today. Switch to big head mode. Big head. Yeah, there's a mouse in the house. What's up, bud? So, you had seen these, like I'd shown you the model lights of these. We've already done the teardowns on them, and these things are DIY friendly as a mother. Each LED board would easily be remade like JLPCB if you wanted to do your own. The smaller lights actually have blanks on the LED boards, so you could add your own if you wanted to. It's universal drivers in them, fairly universal drivers in them. Like, these things are DIY dreams, and there's tons of room in them too. So these are going to be cool to have out. And the dimming on the smaller ones is just as simple as, like, I hooked up a USB 5V to it, and it automatically went right to 50% brightness. So that was convenient. Oh yeah, mouse, watch this. If you remember the previous struggles with cameras, I don't know if you ever saw this when I was playing with it before, but now I can do this. There we go. I have a lot more camera versatility now. Can't really find a clear spot for that, but you get the picture. We have lots of cameras now. So right now we're waiting for another minute and a half or so to see if this dims down to about 10%, supposedly. So I guess it's a little early. Let's do a cheers. You know what? Oh, and that's the other thing, mouse. On this light, which I'll show you when you flip it over, the engineers, for no reason other than to help the technician, put a hook in. Look at that. Almost exactly 5 minutes later. Nice. But the engineers put a hook system into the mounting specifically and only to help the engineer, so that when you undo the mounting screws, the base plate, it actually just hooks right onto it. So cheers to the engineers. That's what we'll do our cheers to. Cheers to the engineers that put the technician in mind when they design these lights, because these are extremely serviceable. When you pop them off the mounts, they hang in place so that you can service them. Like, this is a really good lighting company. Not sponsored or anything. I got all this shit for free out of a fucking, garage. Me or the dumpster, but these are actually really fucking nice lights. Like, I'm gonna have to get this dude like a couple lunches or something. But that is cool. So it was 100% until 5 minutes, and now it is 10%. So cheers to Rab Lighting's engineers for thinking of the technician. Cheers. Alright. Alright. So first we'll remove the light blocker, which I'm guessing the hard drive is blocking some light as well, but maybe not all of it. Alright. Oh, that was enough. So yeah, I'm guessing one of these is a light sensor. Where's a flashlight? Where's a microscope? Let's see. This microscope's going to be like horrible. Actually, I'm going to go to all four. That way you're not horrified by me trying to figure out how to get this close enough to see what's in here. Go to the 40x side of things, because I just want to look down. That's the one recessed sensor. That's the one that sticks out, so that's a receiver. That is kind of dim. I wonder if that's the ambient light. I know usually these shiny shits are infrared receivers. If someone can correct me if I'm wrong, by all means, because I want to learn too. But we do have that in there. Wow, look at that little dude. What is that? That almost looks like a CCD. Maybe that's the ambient light sensor? Or does that have something to do with the programmability? Oh, let me switch this to big mode now that I can kind of got this. That's in one of the holes. Dude, this microscope's fucking great. Any idea what that is? Can someone help me out? PIR is shiny. Okay, well, there's that. This lens focuses on the mirrors. Like this lens. Hold on. Where's my head? Like this lens here at my headshot. That focuses on the center mirror. So that's the PIR. And we have a regular red LED that's just flashing. I'm guessing that's probably status. Then this looks like it's blacked over. So I'm guessing that's probably ambient light. That, I don't know. That maybe that's another infrared output. Maybe that's just blaring out the infrared. And then that little dude. Stuff dog, we could see an LED blinking. Are you seeing it or is there infrared? Yeah, there's a red LED is definitely blinking. One is the IR transmitter. Clear. So that's our indicator. IR transmitter, that's clear. The receiver is dark. Square is the PIR sensor. Thank you, Joe Russ. Any idea what this guy in here is? Like, is that like one of those chips you can erase with an ultraviolet light or some shit? Or am I thinking too hard? Square and shiny is the PIR, yeah. The holographic thing, no clue. Looks like the whole universe in that chip. I know, like, that's cool looking. I don't know, like you can actually see the wires. It's almost like it's a raw LED. Do you think it's putting out? And it's so recessed in there, I can't see it having any effect. I don't know. I'll look up the information on this and see if I can figure out what that is. Programmable chip, looking at its paths, probably. Like maybe that's how they flash. Maybe they just have a tiny ass probe that they stick down in here and it does the flash for firmware. I mean, that would make sense why those pads are wide open. Maybe those aren't wires we're seeing. Maybe those are just, no, those are wires from those pads. I don't know. It's a light sensor. It's nice, whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, it's a cool looking thing. I'll find out. I'll let you know. But glad I got this. This microscope thing is definitely helpful. And yeah, that's just a regular red light there. Alright, cool. Let me go back to... Nope, Not that one. There we go. Cool. Sweet. I'm very happy with my decision to put this laptop to like good use again. This is working out pretty cool. Alright, so I'll figure out what that is. But this is neat. I guess this is a nice light. Let's put this back on. We'll flip it over and see what the uplighting looks like. As far as uplighting goes, it's just whatever's, I'm guessing, pretty much bouncing just off of this inner ledge and making its way up. So it's not a super amount, but it's definitely a bright. I think that'll work out just fine in the garage. Probably 2 of them. Probably will put 2 of these in the garage, and then I'll have 2 extra or 2 spare, or maybe 1 spare, and then I come up with a use for the other one. Cool. But nah, these are awesome. Like, cheers to gentleman that got these, or that gave these to me. These are really nice. Alright. They are bright as Alright, let's flip this back over and unwire it. I guess I have a weekend project coming up soon. Hang 2 of these from the garage. I'm gonna have to sort out the one because the garage door could be a problem when it's open. But I can't imagine I would need super bright lights if the garage door was open, so having 1 of them turned off or blocked probably wouldn't be a big deal. And yeah, as bright as 2 of these things is going to be, it's going to light my garage and like the neighbor's garage and that neighbor and half the neighborhood. But I'll be able to find that bolt, I'll tell you what. And this thing, I don't even remember where I got this, but I love this little dude. Yeah, I think it came off an industrial charger. Oh, and here's the, here's that. Move this a little more. Light output, 4,800 lumens. 111 lumens per watt. Almost daylight. That's like, they're getting really particular. That's cool. Where's my focus? Focus. Focus. And focus. Focus. A little higher. Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, right about there. So this is the sticker on the box. I've never seen someone be that particular about it. I'm kind of wondering if the rest of them are like a little bit off. That's the deal. They're really nice lights. Let's put this big ass thing back in here. Remember how I guess it was like that. Oh, wait, there was a bag. Where'd the bag go? Okay. Get out of here. Put that. Corner. Very well packaged as well. Can I get the... There it is. Just throw that in there. rab. It's pretty rabical. Oh. Alright, wow, now focus is really wackety-doo. Focus, yo, focus, see. 0 focus all the way down there, that's different, okay. I don't think we're gonna need that. Let's go big head. What we got here? My LED ceiling light, Legrino says my LED ceiling lights look like medieval candles now. Are they like 2.7K or something? Or do you just mean because they're dim? 3000 lumens is approximately 200 watts of tungsten light. That's pretty good. So that's about 300 watts, I guess, of tungsten light, a little bit more. Rifleman says 49K is very good for aerial lighting. I love 5K. Anything around 5K, I love it. 6K is too blue. It can be. I don't mind 5.5 and 6K for headlights. I just find them to actually work a lot better, especially for my particular vision. Like your mileage may vary, I suppose. But I do prefer 5.5 and 6K. Usually a 5.5, so you don't get quite as much blue unless you kind of get it just the right angle. But at that point, you're pretty much pure white. Oh, man. Oh, and these are adorable stickers, by the way, because first I stuck it here. But then the intense glare from this light, I actually had to peel it up and move it over to here. So like this corner here kind of peeled up, but I got it really, really, really hot. Just kind of kept frictioning it to get it hot, and I think it'll be good. Yeah, these are really cool stickers, and there's also, well, the pack's in there, but he is also printing out like conversion stickers and stuff. That's Spectrum DI, right? But these are nice stickers. Like, that was pretty cool. I appreciate that. And I'm going to be sending Mr. Spectrum DIY a box here shortly as well, as I have a couple things that I believe he would enjoy that I do not need anymore. And actually, I was going to give a sneak peek, but it's already been removed from my equipment shelf, sitting on the other shelf. So I guess that'll show up one day on one of his feeds, probably. Anyway, guess that's it. Well, it's top. Oh no, we already passed. God, that's a long stream. Yeah, I guess it's about time to roll then. No, Mr. A Cake. That's not what he'll be sending or receiving. And yeah. Anyway, that is today's stream. Next week is Memorial Day weekend, so it'll either be Sunday or Monday, and it will be a drone thing, probably somewhere vaguely historic. I don't know. See what I can come up with. Oh yeah. I guess we'll check out with. Hey, actually, hold on there. Here we go. Let me create a new scene here. We'll call it Poo Vision. You're gonna just kind of deal with me here. Let's add existing. That one. There you go. Let's add this one. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, come on, give me some slack. There we go. Dun dun. Coming at you. We'll call this the Poo Vision scene. Probably helps turn it on. Simple things. Poo vision. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have, I guess, a final cheers and farewell. Watch this. Duplicate. Poo Vision Plus. Oh. And Poo Vision Plus will include video capture device, head cam. Bam! Big head. We'll put that right there. Alright. Put that there. That seems appropriate. And thanks, COVID. Bright my COVID third day. Glad I could help. Pile 'em high. Alright, everyone, the final cheers. And then we'll head off for the weekend. I'm gonna go take a shower. So, cheers, everyone. Cheers to flaming poo vision. I have no idea. Cheers. All right. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by, and thanks for everyone that watches this later. Hope it was fun. Hope it was enjoyable. I seem to think it was not too bad. 2 hours all the time. Yeah, I will see everyone next week for something, and we'll be outside flying somewhere, weather pending. At least it's a 3-day weekend, so we would pick one day or another. And worst comes to worst, if we can't really do a super flight with Mavis because it's raining or something, we'll get outside with the Mean Green Goblin machine and like mess around with that outside some while we're hiking. So, see everyone next week. Thank you for stopping by, and have a groovy rest of your weekends. Let's see, I always forget which way would be the best to end the stream. I think we'll just hit the end stream button, but then I'm going to have to pay attention to that. So when my monitor stream says 0, I'll hit end. So we'll do it in 3, 2, 1, 0. 2, 1, 0.